they just twist everything that he does, no matter what he does, no matter what he says. And that happened again on Friday. He had been in Glendale, Arizona with Tucker, and they were talking about Liz Cheney. And he made this comment about what a war hawk she is and how she's so anxious to she has no problem like talking about war, sending our boys off to war. But, put her in front of the barrel of a gun and see how she feels about it. That was his point.
Yeah.
And now all the headlines ran with Trump is calling for the execution by firing squad of Liz Cheney. And it's like it's incredible. Here's what he actually said, and then you'll see all the reactions.
For you to see Liz Cheney, that'd be Dick Cheney's repulsive little daughter, running against you with Kamala Harris.
Well, I think it hurts Kamala a lot, actually. Look, she's a deranged person. But the reason she couldn't stand me is that she always wanted to go to war with people. I don't want to go to war. She wanted to stay in Syria. I took them out. She wanted to stay in Iraq. I took them out. I mean, if it were up to her, we'd be in 50 different countries. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it.
Right.
When the guns are trained on her face. They're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person. And I'd have meetings with a lot of people, and she always wanted to go to war with people.
Yeah. And you know what? Her kids will be exempt. If we go to World War III, I know she's got a gaggle of kids. I don't know how anybody had relations with her to make that happen, but she's got a gaggle of kids. Her kids won't have to go. Your kid will. My kid may have to. Her kids will be exempt because that's how it works with these jerks.
I mean, and how do they even get from what he just said to like Reuters saying Trump suggests that Liz Cheney should face a firing squad?
Yeah, I know.
What in the world? I mean, this is just crazy.
It is crazy. Our media is crazy. They're rabid and they're like the CCP. They're crazy.
God. And then it wasn't just headlines, it was actual reporting. Here's an example from CNN's, is it Cassie Hunt, I think is her name, where she's, just outraged and she's showing it. And here she is.
4 days out from Election Day, and former President Donald Trump is escalating his violent rhetoric, suggesting one of his most prominent critics, the former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, should be fired upon. And
oh my God.
I know, right? I know. Meanwhile, they actually are the ones who did that to him, and he has been fired upon.
Yeah,
he was shot in the
real
head.
life.
Yeah, he was actually shot in the head. And who made that happen? Democrats. Because he's a threat to democracy. Somebody should take this guy out, right? I mean, this is what they've been saying for like years now. I just can't with these people. I know. You guys can see it, right? I mean, like, there are some days I wake up and I'm like, I swear we're living in bizarro world. Like, it's every day with this crap.
And Kamala was going to capitalize on it, right? So she, of course, acted like this was the biggest, gravest, most horrible thing he's ever said.
Yeah.
Here was her response.
Then, even worse, he has increased his violent rhetoric, Donald Trump has, about political opponents, and in great detail, suggested rifles should be trained on former Representative Liz Cheney.
First of all, you hated Liz Cheney until 5 seconds ago.
Right. As much as everybody hated you until 5 seconds ago.
Exactly. You hated the Cheneys. Okay. And until it was like, I guess, good for you to have her on your team. And she's a freaking traitor. And Liz Cheney even ran with this. Liz Cheney is
she was like,
oh God. He said he wanted to like put me in front of a fire. That's not what he said. That's not what he said, Liz. You're a warmonger, and you would happily put all of our kids in war when your kids will be exempt. That's what he's saying. You're such a warmonger. That's what he was saying.
And if that wasn't dumb enough, then for some reason, because Liz is where? She's from Wyoming, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, the Arizona Attorney General decided that needed to be investigated as a death threat.
Oh my God.
That's right. I just spoke to Attorney General Chris Mays about 2 hours ago for the taping of my Sunday show. She told me she just gotten off the phone with her criminal division chief, and she was investigating whether what Donald Trump said about Liz Cheney constituted a death threat under Arizona law.
What is happening?
Bizarro world. I just these people cannot be put in charge. They can't. They can't be put in charge. These are not serious people. These are not adults.
I know. I know. It's so frustrating.
Oh my God. You guys, Wednesday cannot get here fast enough. I just need to know what's going to happen. I've not slept in 2 days. I can't. Oh my God.
I know, man. I hope everybody this last day of semi-normalcy that we're ever going to have ever.
If you call all of this crap normal.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God.
Wanted to let everybody know about 2 big specials that are happening at genucel.com/chicks. One of them is on the product that Daisy's holding up right now. It is their jawline treatment, and that is the dark spot corrector. So both of those are on super sale right now. And so you can get those on sale. You can also get, with every package order, you also get a limited edition beauty box, which has 2 skincare essentials that are absolutely free. So you get a free gift when you sign up for their packages. But the jawline treatment, I always like knowing what the magic ingredients are of some of these things. The jawline treatment has metolactone, aloe leaf juice, and jojoba oil, which by the way, I hate that word. I know.
I was just going to say, I love saying jojoba.
I don't like it. I don't like, I mean, I love the actual product. I do not like that word. The dark spot corrector has Lumiskin, niacinamide, alpha-arbutin, and vitamin C. And you can try it risk-free. So if you are not completely amazed, if you don't get bunches of compliments, you can get your money back. No questions asked. That's a huge, huge thing about Genucel. This is my favorite product, the Ultra Retinol. You can tell that it is my favorite product because I'm running low.
I love the retinol.
They have amazing products at genucel.com/chicks. Check it out. genucel.com/chicks. All right. One last thing about, actually not one last thing. We've got a couple more reactions about this because this story was just so egregious. I just couldn't even believe it. One of the reactions is from Scott
Jennings. It's Scott Jennings, you guys.
Personally think that any fair review of this remark is really simple. He was making a crude, if well-worn argument that often comes from the anti-war left and that I heard repeatedly during the Bush years about politicians who vote to authorize wars being forced to fight in them. It's called the chicken hawk argument. It's been around probably since Vietnam or maybe before. So I actually disagree with the argument. I think it's a bumper sticker way of dealing with complex matters of national security. So here I am, a Republican who disagrees with Trump, but I'm absolutely appalled by the disinformation about what he actually said. It started with a deceptively edited clip this morning and took off like wildfire. He did not call for her to be put in front of a firing squad. That did not happen. Even his most persistent critics, some of them today, have admitted as much. I think this episode, Wolf, to be honest, goes on the ever-expanding bonfire of credibility of the hysterical anti-Trump left. And I think the people pushing this today, honestly, Wolf, are one of the principal reasons I'm going to wind up voting for Trump. I don't like, if you wanted to criticize this man, there's plenty. You do not have to make things up to criticize Donald Trump. And I think some of it, frankly, was spun up to distract from a terrible jobs report, if you want my honest opinion.
Yes, that's
Wolf
exactly
is like,
right.
Wolf is like, but Scott, my name is Wolf. My name is Wolf.
God. I mean, that's exactly right.
Yeah, but this is what they do. They have to resort to making crap up.
Yeah.
This is where we are now.
This is where we are. Even Bill Maher was like, come on, everybody.
To the headline that Trump had called for a firing squad for Liz Cheney. And this is what I really don't like about the media. No, he didn't. He did not. You don't have to move me to not like Donald Trump.
He says
more
so
than
many
I
shitty
already,
things. Why do you have to
And
do
by
that?
the way,
Yeah.
if Pete don't realize it, well, here's what he said. He's criticizing him for being a war hawk. I mean, she is Dick Cheney's daughter. He said,
and remember, y'all
she's
used to
a
hate
radical
that.
war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her. Okay. Let's see how she feels about it. Just don't lie to me. I don't like Donald Trump. Don't lie to me and tell me he wants in front of a firing squad. He was saying something that, by the way, if it came out of the mouth, some of it, not the stupid part, again, sounds like what hippies used to say about not sending people to,
It's what liberals used to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's what anti-establishment people used to say. We're anti-establishment now. We're the punk rockers. We're anti-government. Surprise!
That's why I loved this meme about it. If you guys saw the Beckham
Yep.
documentary, then you recognize the scene. But Victoria says, Trump said Liz Cheney needs to be shot. And Dave's like, be honest. Well, he said she needs to be put in front of a firing squad. What did he actually say? He said Liz needs to fight in the pointless wars she supports.
Yeah, thank
you.
Exactly. I know that's on our Instagram. If you want to share it, you can go to our Instagram and get it.
Love that. And Marco Rubio fought back with a journalist about this issue also and did a very good job. The reason for my name today.
Well, in terms of safety and security, that soundbite a moment ago from Donald Trump talking about training guns on the face of Liz Cheney. The Trump campaign says that was about foreign policy. Well, we just played it for our viewers and listeners who heard it. Isn't it possible to make the case without using rhetoric like that?
But Donald Trump doesn't talk like someone who's been in Washington for 30 years. He doesn't
Training
say it the way
guns
I
on
would
her
have said it.
face?
No, but that's not what he said. Mario, you guys know that. Come on. I mean, everybody knows exactly what he was saying. What he was saying is, you're so much in favor of war. Yeah, you played a piece of the soundbite because in another piece of it, he said he would give her a gun to go stand in conflict as well. You don't normally give a gun to someone that's going to be facing a firing squad, which is what much of the media made it sound like. The point he was making is not a new point. It is a point that has been made by people in both parties for decades, and that is you're all for war, and it's easy to be for war when you're in some fancy building and you're safe and sound in Washington, D.C.
Right.
Let's see how much you are for war when you yourself get deployed into combat. That's the point that he was making. That he uses language that maybe is not what we typically hear from someone that works at a think tank. Oh, fine. But I think it's truly not just unfair, it's egregious to see that reported the way that it was, along with other things that are out there. I've never seen such a concerted effort. Look, I've always believed there's bias because no one's unbiased, but I've never seen such a concerted effort like what I've seen, especially in the last 2 weeks, among multiple media outlets in this country, to, in some cases, breathlessly distort and lie about what's being said and to create and manufacture these gotcha moments against Donald Trump. I've never seen it before. It's over the top.
Yeah, you're a lying cow. Shame on you.